We're absolutely live right now. We're live, guys. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live, guys. We're live right now on YouTube as well. Terry, what's up, Terry? Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to another stream. We just started the stream, guys. We want to have a look at some of our trading components, and then we're also going to do some analysis because there is some economic data that's going to come out, I think, at like 2:30 or something like that. So let's just go ahead and see what we can grab. Let's see what we can grab. Let's see what we can grab. And also, let's also take this opportunity to, basically expand our understanding on trading. Okay, 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 okay. Let's go. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So, guys, let's start with. I wanna add the screen. Just hold on. I wanna add a screen. I want to add a screen onto this thing, right? I want to add a screen on my OBS. Just hold on, guys. Just hold on, guys. Okay, okay, okay. Illustrator 5, Paint. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So we're going to start. Let me see. If you guys have any questions, if you have any questions, if you have any things to say, just let me know. Right. So let's touch on the basics. Let's touch on the basics. Let's try and include everybody who is also new, who doesn't really understand, right? Guys on TikTok, I'm looking at another screen. If you guys want to view my screen, it's on YouTube. The channel is MABZFX. You'll find us live there on YouTube right now. Okay. So, anyways, let's pretend, guys, I'm gonna draw this picture right now. That's you right there. Okay. And then you want to be a trader, right? A trader who is successful. Okay. So in order to become a trader who is successful, you need a few things, right? You need about three things, right? You need about three things, right? So the first thing that I would recommend is, getting the knowledge, right? And learning basics, okay? Trading basics, like, because we're dealing with the FX market, right? So just learn about it, learn the basics, understand what's going on. A lot of people start, they start live trading, but they don't actually have any knowledge about trading. So it's better to start learning how to trade, learning the basics about it, everything about it, then you can just jump in, right? And then once you've covered the basics, you're gonna need to get a broker, right? A broker, okay? A broker, and I'll explain what a broker is, right? So a broker is basically what connects you to the market, okay? So that's you right there. That's you. And then you trade, let's say this is the markets, right? So before you can go to the financial markets, you need to go through a broker, right? You need to have a broker. So there's a lot of them. So in order to trade on the market, you have to trade through a broker. So you need to make an account through a broker. Okay. So there's a lot of brokers out there. Depending on wherever you're from, you can just a quick Google search can help you find a good broker, guys. Right? It's not difficult to find a broker. There's a lot of there's a lot of them, right? Depending on wherever you are from, right? So you need to have a broker. You need to have a good broker, and then once you've got a broker, it means that you've got access to trade on the markets, right? So the third thing that you're going to do now is you're going to need to have a strategy, right? A strategy, okay? A strategy, right? A strategy is basically the method that you will use to find trades in the markets, right? So once you understand, once you have a broker, then it means you're ready. It means you're ready to jump in, and you're ready to start making something in the markets. Okay. So now let's talk about the strategy a little bit more. Okay, because that's basically what we're doing. Okay. So I don't want us to just jump in and start looking at these charts, but we don't really understand what we're doing. So let's try to understand. Okay. So you need to understand, guys, that the market. You see, when we're talking about the markets, guys, we're talking. Let me just open it up real quick, okay? We're talking about something like this, okay? When somebody's referring about the market or referring to the market, they're usually referring to a graph like what you're seeing right there, okay? And then that graph, it represents a price between certain currencies, or it represents a price of a index, okay, a financial instrument. Okay, so when we're talking about the market, we're talking about this graph. And you see on the graph, the movement of the graph, it shows us the performance of the price. Okay, so if you notice, the price goes up and down all day every day. Okay, it goes up and down, it moves like this. It moves like this, guys. It moves like this. It moves up and down. It moves up and down. It moves up and down. Okay? So then your job, guys, okay, is to figure out from the point that you arrive to the market, okay? Your job is to figure out if the market is going to continue going up or if the market is going to continue going down, okay? That's what you are supposed to do. This is how you make money, right? This is how you make a profit. You need to determine which direction the market will go to next, okay? So if you think that the market is going to go up, there's two buttons, okay? There's two buttons. You can either click buy, right? Or you can click sell, okay? So you buy when you think the market's going to rise, you sell when you think the market's going to go down, right? So this is where the strategy comes in, because you see when the price is busy going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? The question is now, how do I know when the market is going to go up? And how do I know when the market is going to go down, right? That's where the strategy comes into play. That's why I mentioned you need to understand the basics. You need to have a broker, the ability to trade, right? And then you need to have a strategy, okay? The strategy is what you will use to look at the graph, okay? And then when you look at that graph, um, through the rules of your strategy, that's how you're going to determine if the market is going to go up or if the market's going to go down, right? So now let's say you click one of the two buttons, right? It's Mabs FX one word together. Mabs FX one word, right? The banner's like blue. It says Mabs TV on the banner, like on the image. So you just see right there. And we're live right now. Again. So, anyways, guys, um, let's say you click the buy button. Okay, what happens when you click the buy button? Let's start with that. What happens when you click the buy button? Okay, so if you click the buy button, what's going to happen is on your the broker's going to open up a trade for you. Okay, and then if that trade, or if the market goes up, right? If the market rises, if the market goes up in your buy trade, then your buy trade is going to start accumulating a profit, okay? But now, if your buy trade is open and the market goes down, right? Then that's where you start losing money, okay? So it's important to understand these basic things, guys. They're so basic. It's very basic, right? Okay. And then let's talk about what happens when you open up a sell. Okay. If you open up a sell, um, the broker is going to open up a sell trade for you, right? And then if the market goes down, you make a profit. if if it goes up, you start losing money. Okay, so that's the difference, right? That's the difference between those two buttons, right? They mean two different things. It's basically the direction, right? So when you click buy, you are saying to the broker that they should pay you if the market goes up. If you click the sell button, you are saying that they should pay you if the market goes down. You get me, right? So you guys get it, you get it, you get it, you get it, you get it. So we're just looking to get those basics, guys. We need those basics. Let me erase here. Let me erase here. Right? Let me just erase. Let me erase. Okay? Um, all right. So we've covered those basics, guys. There's also another few basics that we can go through, but let's not spend too much time on the basics. Now let's jump into the markets again. Um, Before we do so, let me just say one more thing. Let me just say one more thing. Okay. Before we do so, guys, you as a trader, right? You open up an account with a broker, okay? And then the broker has two the broker has two trading platforms, okay? There's more, right? But these are the ones that I'm gonna talk about. These are the ones that I use, right? So it's MT4, which is MetaTrader 4, and then there's MT5, right? MT5, okay? These are similar softwares, guys, okay? It's similar softwares, they do the same thing. You can execute trades on both, right? You can execute trades on both, right? You can execute trades on MT4, you can execute trades on MT5, right? So how does this fit in to everything that we're doing? Okay, so basically what we do, guys, is on my channel we have a software that works on MetaTrader 4 that helps you to see the opportunities, right? And then we've got a software that works on MetaTrader 5 that also helps you to see the opportunities. So we're gonna use them both, right? I'll tell you when you're using MT4, and then I'll also tell you when you're using MT5. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Okay, let's start with MT5. Let's start with MT5. Let's start with the MT5 strategy. Okay. All right. So we've got a few people on. I should have changed the date. Let me just change the date real quick. Today is the 17th. So hold on, guys. I need to change the date on the title. Right. People are gonna think that we're stuck in, in one place, but we're not. You know. So yeah. Anyways, guys, let's go through our trading strategy on MetaTrader 5, right? The one that we use to trade. Let me put my shades on here on TikTok, guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to feel cool right now. Let me take off my hats so that you guys can, yeah, now it feels better, right? So, anyways, um, on MetaTrader 5, okay, we've got this trading system, right? Which has three components, okay? And let me see here. I need to draw something. I'm going to make some shapes on the screen, and then those are the components that we need to look out for. Remember, there's a buy and a sell, right? So let me add another one. So we are gonna get this right here. Okay, this price action right there. I'm just trying to. You see the circles that or the shapes that I'm adding onto the screen, guys. These are the things that we want to have to look at, okay, before we take a trade, right? So these three things, these three boxes that I've just created right now, okay? So the first box, right? Let me just move it around, the one that I'm moving around, okay? For a buy trade, right, there needs to be an arrow that's pointing up, right? This shows that the market is going to have a tendency to push to the upside, right? So that's the first thing we want to see. Okay, that's the first thing we want to see, right? And then the second thing that we want to see is this dashboard on the right hand side, right? So if there's an up arrow, it means that we should be looking for buy trades. So on the top right, it needs to be telling us that the market is buying. We must buy, okay? So that's the second thing that we need to see. Can you guys see what I'm saying? Are you guys with me? Just type in the chats that you understand. If you don't understand, let me know, right? So that we can explain it proper, right? And then the third thing that we want to see is this price action signal here at the bottom. You see it's got some candlesticks and it tells you to buy or sell right there, okay? So if this is a buy trade, the arrow has to be there, the dashboard has to be saying buy, and the price action signal here on the bottom right needs to also be saying that we must buy, okay? It's very simple. It's very simple, guys. It's very, very simple. Let's not make it complicated. It's very, very simple. In fact, I it, I'd also say that the MT5 system is much more simpler than the MetaTrader 4 system. Okay, MetaTrader 4, right? So now let's get a trade. Okay, so once we've got an entry, guys, it means that we can go into the trade right now. Okay, for buy. That's the first step, right? This is volatility 250. 1 second. Okay. Hey, these the way they name these things is actually pretty funny, but it is what it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna make an example with this market, right? So let's say we've got our entry, right? Our arrows there, our dashboard saying buy, and then our candlestick pattern saying buy, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up a buy trade, just like that. Okay. Now we've got our entry. Okay. So we need our exit points. So let me show you. So when you start, you need to have two charts opened up, okay? So the first chart is gonna be the one where you load the trading system, and then the second chart is gonna be a clean chart, okay? So why do we do that? Okay, so the first chart is there. You can also do this on one chart, but I just feel like it's much easier to see, like visually, right? To identify, okay? So the first chart is just there to give you the entry to buy or sell, okay, using the system to give you that buy or sell entry. And then the second chart, this is where we're going to find our support and resistance, okay, and then we're going to use the support and resistance to determine our take profit and our stop loss level. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Okay. So here's my second chart, and usually it's going to be a candlestick chart, guys, but I like to change it to a line chart. Okay, the reason why I change my candlestick chart to a line chart is that I can see all the areas where the market turned. You see where it made like a V bottom, you see, like right there. So it's actually much easier to do my support and resistance if I just put a line chart. You see, it's much clearer. It's a hack, guys. Okay, it's one of the hacks that I picked up over the years, right? So, and then from here, you can determine your support and resistance, just like that. All right. So, anyways, once we've got our support and resistance, okay. So remember, this is a buy trade. So now our take profit is going to be toward the next resistance. Okay, it's going to be toward the next resistance, right? It's going to be toward the next. I'm just going to push it like that. Okay, I don't know why it's not doing. Something's wrong on my side. But you get the point. So the take profit is going to be toward the next resistance, and then the stop loss is going to be toward or behind the previous support or the previous support. I mean, previous pullback. Okay, so the let me make this to be green. Okay, the take profit level is going to be green. This is volatility 250. 1 second. I don't know why they call them these things, guys. I really don't know. But they funny, okay? And then our stop loss is gonna be here at what do you call? Let's make the stop loss red and bigger, okay? I'm gonna delete the other line so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Are you guys with me? Let me just check on. Let me first check on what is this on on my YouTube chats if everyone is with me, guys. Are we understanding? Okay, okay, everybody's understanding. Everybody's understanding. We're good. We're good. We're good. I thought I was speaking Chinese, but you know what I realized? Most people, okay, there's a fewer percentage of people who are like brand new to trading, right? Um, but uh, you know, they usually understand what's going on. Okay, they usually understand what's going on. Okay. So let's have a look at another example. Let's have a look at another example, guys. Okay. But before I jump to the next example, so what I did, guys, okay, so that green line, that's the take profit. That red line, that's the stop loss. Easy, just like that. We don't need to complicate it. That's just what it is, baby. You understand? That's how it is. That's how we're trading. That's how yesterday, in about 30 minutes, guys, we made like over $600 yesterday when we were doing the trades when I was live, right? We made It was super quick. Again, so let's go ahead and have a look at another market. Let's look at another market. Let me try see another market, guys. Another clear one, right? And a good practice to have when you're trading, guys. Let me just bring back my, because you really need to understand this, guys. You really need to understand this. Let's see. Let me show you this. Okay. A good practice, guys. Remember, let's just take it a step back, right? The market goes up and it goes down, right? So then when it goes up, you're looking for buy. When it's going down, you're looking for sell. Okay. Right. So now, you want to go for a buy trade when you can clearly see that the market is trending up, like something like this. If you can see similar price action to what I'm drawing, okay, that's where you want to be. You need to train your eye. You need to train your eye so that you can see this. Okay, always look for trading signals that, okay, a good practice is always to look for trading signals from markets which are trending. So if you're getting a buy entry signal, at least the price action should be showing you that it's going up. It should be obvious, right? It shouldn't be something like this, right? Let me show you. Like it shouldn't be something like this, right? Avoid this. Avoid taking buy trades when the market is like this. I'll show you guys just now. When the market is doing this, avoid this one, right? But it's not always avoidable, but try to look for those opportunities that are obvious, okay? That are obvious, the easy ones, guys. Why do you want to make it difficult? Go for what's easy, right? Look for the easy opportunity. Hey, Mpumelelo, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, right? So yeah, look for those opportunities that are easy to see, right? And then, but I'll come back to this drawing, guys. I'll come back to this drawing. And then let's go and look at, and then for sell trades, guys, right? What I like to do is I prefer to take trades where I can see the previous price action or the previous price movements that are obviously showing that the market is going down. Are you guys with me? Right? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? All right, somebody's asking what time frame is best to use. Okay, I'll come to that. Let me just answer that even here. Okay? So yeah, anyways, so try to look for markets that look like this. Okay, try to find buy trades where you can see that the price is actually going up, and try look for sell trades where you can see that the price, like if you look to the previous price action, you can clearly see that the price is going up or down. You understand what I'm saying, guys? That makes the job easier, right? Easy. Like it's the likelihood of a trend continuing is very high than it ending. Okay, so if the market is trending, possibly the next move is going to be the continuation of the trend. Okay, but the trend doesn't go on forever, right? So yeah. Anyways, somebody's asking which time frames are the best. So let's talk about it, right? So the common time frames that people use, okay, you've got, let's see, you've got the M1, and tell me, guys, if the M1 is your time frame. You've got the M2, I mean the M5, right? You've got the M15, right? You've got the M30. You've got what else do you have, guys? You've got the H1. You've got the H4. You've got the D1. You've got the weak one, the W1, and then you've got the MN1. Okay. So now, to answer your question, which time frame is the best to use? Okay, it depends on your strategy, right, or your trading style. Okay, so there's two main trading styles, right? So you've got, Let's see, can you guys see this? That's not visible. You've got two main trading styles. You've got swing trading. I'm just gonna say swing trading, right? You've got swing trading, and then you've got scalping, okay? Scalping. So what's the difference between these two trading styles? So scalping usually deals with, high frequency trading. You're trading on the lower time frames, okay? And then swing trading is more medium to long term type of trading, where somebody who's scalping is only interested in trading for a few minutes or few moments, basically, right? And then they usually focus on the lower time frames to open up the trade. So usually what they do, the people who are scalping would usually trade between the 1 minute and the 5 minute chart, sometimes the 15-minute chart. Okay, so if you're somebody who is interested in scalping, then these are the time frames: the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15-minute chart is the time frame that you'd look at. Okay, but it's very difficult for a lot of people out there to trade on the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is pretty fast. Okay, but there are systems out there that can help you trade the 1 minute chart. Even this one, over the weekend I was trading the 1 minute chart. Okay, so it just depends on your trading style, like which time frame to use. Okay, and then the swing traders will usually go from anything. Let's just say they usually use the H1, the H4, and the daily. Okay, they use those ones. They can also use the higher ones as well. They can even use the 30-minute as well, but commonly they use the H1, H4, D1. Okay, so those are the time frames. So let's say if you are scalping, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, that's you, right? That's your time frame. And then if you're swing trading, H1, H4, D1, that's your time frame. You get me? We're together, right? So we can go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. So, right. So let's just try find another trade. Let me see. We took a buy trade yesterday on volatility. Which volatility again? Volatility 75, volatility. I'm just trying to remember. Volatility. I'm just trying to remember, guys. Okay. Anyways, this is what I was saying. Okay, look at this price action, guys. Right? Let's open up a clean chart on volatility 100. I just want you guys to see something. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Oh, these trades. These are proper trades. These are proper trades, guys. These are proper trades. These are proper trades. Yeah, I'm just doing my. I'll probably have to do my support and resistance just to show you guys. Yo, but it's looking good. Volatility 100 is looking good. Okay, let me open up a clean chart on volatility 100, right? So look at the 15-minute chart. Let me see if you guys can see that. Okay, no, you guys can't see. All right, there's volatility 100 on the 15-minute chart, right? And you guys can see that the price has been rising. Okay, so this is the type, this is what I mean. Like, you want to like clearly see that the price is going up. This is what we want. Okay, so if we're gonna get a buy signal, we want this type of situation or this type of environment, if it makes sense to somebody, right? So let's just start over now. Let's look at our trading indicator. Let's see if this is a valid buy trade. Okay, we're gonna take it step by step. Hopefully we can find a sell example, because it's boring to always find the same example, right? So anyways, the first thing that you need to see is an up arrow. There it is right there in my box that you guys can see. The dashboard is saying buy. The price action signal is saying buy here at the bottom. You guys can see that. Okay, so this is a valid buy entry. Let's go. Let's take that trade. Okay, so now we're in the buy entry. So now we need our stop loss and take profit level. So what I like to do, right, is to draw my support and resistance on the line chart. So I'm going to change my chart to a line, from a candlestick chart to a line chart, right? And then from here, you go to the higher time frame so that you can see the support and the resistance. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly do that. Okay, because if we know where the market is likely to go, all right, then that's where we can put our targets. Okay, that's where we can put our targets. That's where we can put our targets, right? Okay, so we've got our targets. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Okay, and then volatility 100, guys. This is also, I think, when we analyzing these certain things, right? I'll tell you if this one needs a big lot size, this one needs a small lot size. So volatility 100, you can use it. You can put a bigger lot size. Okay, you can put a bigger lot size. The pip value is not that much. Okay, you can put like 1.0, type of situation. You get me? Or more. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's look for more trades. I'm gonna try find the sell example because we can't just always be looking at buy examples, right? We need to find the sell example. So I'm moving. So just like that, guys, 2 trades already we've got and we've moved on. You saw how quick that was. I think that was even too quick for some people, right? So we're gonna go look for, here's another buy. Volatility 50, 1 second is also another buy trade, but we're just gonna skip this one. I'm looking for a sell example. Okay, you guys can make requests as well, so I'm just trying to move quickly, right? Because I also want to look at MetaTrader 4, right? The Forex currency pairs. Here's an example of a sell trade on very nice volatility 100, 1 second. Hey, these things are labeled funny, man. Yes, they're hilarious. Yeah, they're hilarious, man. They're absolutely hilarious. Okay. Um. So let's go ahead and see if this is a valid buy trade. Okay. So the first thing you want to see is the directional arrow. There needs to be an arrow pointing to the downside, and then on the top right, the dashboard needs to be telling you that this is a sell. And then the price action at the bottom needs to be telling you that this is a sell. Okay, so all 3 of those things are in place, and then we're going to go boom, open up our sell trade. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a clean chart, right, on volatility 100. 1 second. Hey, these things are funny, bro. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, do my support and resistance. And support and resistance, guys, is one of the first um, concepts that you'll learn, like when you're doing your studies and trading. This is one of the first things that you're going to learn. So yes, so now I've done my support and resistance. My take profit is going to be down here. This one also needs a big lot size, guys, so don't be scared to open a big lot size on this one, on volatility 100. 1 second, and then boom, just like that, we've got our trade. Stop loss, take profit, done. Let's move on. Let me try find another one. Volatility, there's another one called volatility 15. I think this one was also a market which was pretty wild. Okay, it was pretty wild in terms of the lot size. I'm just trying to be careful here because I don't want to open up one of those markets where you see I open up a 1.0 and then next thing it's very big. Okay, because yeah. All right, the next chart that we're going to look at, which is the last one that we're going to look at, is the volatility 150, which is giving us a sell trade. So let's see why I'm saying it's a sell trade, right? Number one is that directional arrows pointing to the downside, indicating to us that this market's going down. The dashboard on the top right telling us to sell. The price action signal is actually telling us with big candles that this market is selling. Okay, so then from there, we're just going to open up our sell trade. Boom, just like that. And then on the next chart, we're going to use our support and resistance. But then this chart here, this one, it has very little price action behind it. So we're going to use the previous pullback, okay? And we're going to use a 1:1 risk ratio, just like that, okay? This one also, you can use a 1.0 lot size, 2.05. So don't be scared to play around with the bigger lot sizes. I mean, like if you've got 100 US dollars or 200 US dollars in the trading account, if you want to open up a trade on volatility 150 1 second index, hey, that you're saying that, just I feel tired saying that. Okay, so once you've got the trade on there, you can use like a 1.0. Okay, so don't be afraid. Don't look to open 0.001 type of, you can use 1.0 here. Okay, it's tradable, right? Okay, cool. So we're done with volatility. What volatility here where we stay at? We've just been having a lot of power outages. Okay. Then let's go to MT4. All right. Oh, wait, guys. Let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. Let's take a break. You know. Let's take a MetaTrader. Let's take a MetaTrader break right now. You know what I mean? Let's take a MetaTrader break. So let's come back at 2. Okay, let's take a 40 minute break. Right? Take a 40-minute break. We're gonna come for live stream to 0 p.m. Let's just take a quick break. I just want to check my internet. It just keeps connecting and disconnecting. Right? But for those of you who already have the trading system on MetaTrader 4, I'm just gonna quickly give you some things to look at quickly. NZD USD H4 chart looks like it's gonna be buying. Gold looks like it's gonna be buying. AUD, let me see, Euro. Just check on your chart. Euro USD also. Euro GBP still looks like it's going up. USD CAD still going down. All those markets. Yeah. So let's take a break, guys. Come back at 2 p.m. and then we'll just continue from there. Okay. But yeah, guys, see you just now. Stopping the stream. See you guys at 2.